Yo.
Yes, sir.
What's up, guys? Yes. This DJ will kick the floor in three, two, 1.
On the troll.
Hello and welcome to Mzansi. We are back again. It's that time and we are doing what we do best. So we are forced now to be live to actually talk about this at this time. It's not how we work. It's not where I was supposed to be at this point in time. But yes, we are here because Ntomkhulu Zandi wrote a letter to President, and some of you wanted to know which angle is this and what is happening. So we are here to unpack, like we unpacked the issue of owning a gun, and that's where you should. That's what we wanted to warn you on. And I'm happy to hear people saying that I started the process of acquiring a gun legally, and then I stopped at some point because the process and the nitty-gritties and the things that you need to go through are painful. And we also hear people who are saying emotions. Hence, if you think of owning it, that's what you need to think of.
Yes.
Are you emotionally intelligent? Yes or no? And if you are not, then do not.
It's rather safe to
It's safe for you not to own it. Otherwise, we're going to be seeing you in the Agenda Network telling us how it started and how it ended. And you don't want to see yourself there. And that's an aim of that video mostly, other than just looking at the situation at hand. So
we even had with Transformation Live TV, the guy did say, would say MC Mngqibisa.
He did mention the issue of owning a gun, how dangerous it is to actually own a gun. To you, more than to someone that you be deciding to neutralize or deciding things on.
To
paralyze. In this case, we are not going to talk. The reason why we didn't focus, just to explain why we didn't focus on an issue of someone who has passed on, because there is no learning from that. But the person who's still going to be, if he's lucky, holding that gun, working with it, if he still gets to work with it, is the same person that we need to talk to.
And we've seen a rise also with police officers and their firearms. It's a rapid rise. Many of them are going through that.
Yes,
where they just discharge.
They use them anyhow. So, Emily, we're not here about that. This is what we're here about. We're here about Zandi, who wrote a letter to our president.
Yes. We're going to go through the letter, guys, because we don't want to misinterpret anybody. So it's best. Welcome to Mzansi Reality YouTube channel. This is where we unpack a lot of things and a lot of societal issues and things that are of concern to us. And if you're new to the channel, please subscribe. And if you're a returning subscriber, you know what to do. Like the video. Like. So let's go through the letter that Zandi Khumalo wrote to Mr. President. She woke up this morning. There's a post where she says, "This morning I wrote to the President of the Republic of South Africa, and I also copied the Office of Chief Justice on the email, and this is a copy of the letter. Before they feed you lies, on taba kayikhonjwa, prayer hands."
On taba kayikhonjwa.
What does that mean?
That those are people that you cannot point at, but you are referring to. In a sense, I think that's in a nutshell. It's when you say, I'm talking about that one, but you cannot say the name. It's a real way of speaking when you want to say, or even speaking about someone who's around. Just you don't want to. This is when you know. Maybe the person knows the person you're talking about, and you say, before Ntabaka Konjwa, besho something. It's you not wanting to point at someone. Throwing shade, yes.
Oh, she's throwing shade.
Yes.
Okay. So let's read her letter. Dear Mr. President Cyril Ramaphosa, my name is Zandi Khumalo, and I'm one of the witnesses in the ongoing Senzo Meyiwa trial, and I was also in the house on that tragic night of the incident. Mr. President, I would like to first come clean to you. I am a very avid formal letter writer. I'm not a very formal letter writer, as I'm just a music writer who targets the heart and provokes thoughts and emotions. And it is because of this reason that I ask you to bear with me, as you are a person that deals with a lot of formal documents. Mr. President, I have no Vincent Magwenya at my disposal. So Vincent Magwenya is the spokesperson, or the South African president's spokesperson. Yes, we've seen him a lot whenever he has to speak on behalf of the president in media press conferences, right? That's who she's referring to. So she's saying, Mr. President, I have no Vincent Magwenya, meaning that she has no spokesperson at my disposal. So I have high hopes that I will be able to put my points across to you clearly, and you are able to grasp them without any difficulties. In fact, if I was writing this on top of a music beat as per normal, I'm sorry, guys, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry, guys. I'm so sorry. Let me continue. Sure. So I have high hopes that I will be able to put my points across to you clearly, and you are able to grasp them without any difficulties. In fact, if I was writing this on top of a music beat as per normal, things would have been much easier for me, and I would be more confident and certain of my writing. However, we are here now, so here goes. Mr. President, let me start by extending my appreciation to you for your prompt response to the JSC request to recuse the sitting judge on the Senzo Meyiwa case. I would, however, like to state that with my limited knowledge of the court modus operandi and its dependence or independence to politics, I'm not certain if the decision to recuse the sitting judge was a good one or a bad one. And I don't either condone or condemn it, but it was rather comforting for me to learn that you, Mr. President, has an eye and interest in this court case. Next paragraph. Hey, guys, it's a long letter, so bear with us. It's a very long letter. Mr. President, a life was lost on that fateful night, and it has been a long, painful 8 years for families that were and are still very much affected by the incident. Let me speak for my family, at least. My family, the Khumalo family, has done everything in its power to assist the law officials solve this case, and it has been deemed not sufficient by some, but trust me, Mr. President, it hasn't been easy by lack of trying, and we will continue to avail ourselves and continue to assist where we can. I would love to say we were at the wrong place at the wrong time, Mr. President, but we were not. We were at home having an amazing time with friends and family. We were at a place where we thought we were safe, but it was clearly not safe enough for us, and certainly not safe enough for Senzo. Mr. President, the reason I'm writing to you this letter is because I have a plea that I would like to make to you. I did mention my limited knowledge when it comes to court dynamics and boundaries, and I also understand that there are timetables and timeframes attached to each court and each case. My biggest wish would be to try and put a bit of pace to the proceedings of this case. I would like, for the sake of the families who haven't found closure after so long, to request that one court is earmarked specifically for this case. A specific law team is also appointed to deal with nothing else but this case. And this case is in court from Monday to Friday, up until it is concluded and a verdict has been given. During my media blackout application that I made at the Pretoria High Court, it was quite evident that the whole country has an interest in this case. So putting measures in place to ensure that the case moves at a much
quicker pace,
at a much faster pace, wouldn't be a bad thing for everyone involved. I have been on that stand, Mr. President, and it is not a nice place to be, but I would do it again with emotions running high for however many days if it means solving this case quicker. It is a traumatic experience to relive that day in front of the whole country, but what choice do I have? I like many South Africans would like to see justice for Senzo. For the first time. For the first time in the many court and public appearances, we see the words justice for Senzo.
Yeah,
Mr. President.
I think she did say it at some point. She did say it.
I don't remember.
Yeah, she did.
Mr. President, I know this might not be normal or traditional way of doing things, but I do feel it will help greatly the people affected by this case. People have been bleeding for 8 years, Mr. President, and prolonging and dragging this case even more won't help them in any way. Insults have been hurled, accusations have been thrown, and theories have been created. So it isn't the best interest of the country at large that the case is prioritized fast and fast-tracked. It has been 8 years, Mr. President, and no one can say they don't have enough evidence. All critical and required evidence have been collected and have been analyzed. So let the court run its course now uninterrupted, and it is about time. Mr. President, I think I speak for almost everyone when I say the postponement, delays, and breakdowns have been more than enough, and it is time we completely do away with them. Thank you for your time, Mr. President. Regards, Zandi Khumalo.
My lord, I think it will be a right time for adjournment now, as I see that it's approaching 12 o'clock. My lord, perhaps we can come back at 1 o'clock or approaching 2. My lord, I don't know about my learned friends, but I would appeal to you, my lord.
Thank you. That was a very long letter.
It was a very long letter, and it's very interesting just to talk about the letter itself for now, to notice that you did notice that there's too much interest from the public when you applied, and there was that 3 days postponement, and that too. I mean, it will be very interesting that you are saying this. You decided to abandon the whole situation of you applying for media blackouts and let the courts run. Well, that 3 days, those 3 days that ran over, eventually they catch up with you. How? Yeah. I'm saying they catch up with you. You will learn just now. So, other than that, Emily, is there any other part that you would like to?
Well, my brief summary of all of this, if I were to take out or extract some of the things, she says that her family has cooperated with the investigations, and now she wants the speeding up of the case. To me, in my opinion, it's funny how that was never a priority or concern before Judge Maumela received that suspension letter, and he applied to be away from the case because of his illness. You know,
yes.
It was never a priority before then. It's a priority now that we have Judge Rata Mukhao. I don't want to mess up the surname.
It's a very difficult surname, though, for me.
So she said when it took over 3 days to make a ruling on whether her face and voice should be broadcasted, that media blackout, that she was exercising her right. Now, she exercised her right at the expense of this pace of the case. Do you guys remember that? That is what exactly happened. And now she wants to put pressure on a more than capable Judge Rata Mokgwatleng. Now she wants to put pressure on the new judge before he even starts his first day.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's very interesting, but wait, okay.
She wants a special court for the families affected and a specific law team to be appointed to deal with nothing else but this case. So those are the demands in the letter. And I'm asking myself, what about Advocate Baloyi in all his work that he has done so far to protect witnesses, including you, witness number 5? You know?
Advocate Baloyi was protecting witnesses?
Allegedly.
Okay.
Allegedly. He was doing his best, though.
To protect witnesses.
I wouldn't say protect witnesses. How do I put it?
Yeah, obviously the witnesses came with Advocate Baloyi. They are witnesses of the state.
It was his job.
It was his job to not to protect them, but to make sure that they get a fair treatment.
Yes, he did his best for that. I mean, even the media blackout application. I mean, what do you say for Advocate Baloyi's efforts, you know? And she also wants the court to be in session from Monday to Friday until it's concluded and a verdict has been given. So what also surprised me is that for the first time in her publicity stunts, we actually get to see that justice for Senzo. But you are saying she mentioned
No, she did.
before.
She did. There was an interview where she says, we are all one looking for justice for Senzo and all that. They always fuse it in now and then.
It was never really a priority. It didn't feel like it.
Yeah, maybe that's what you can submit.
Yeah,
yes.
for me, it didn't feel like it at all. It didn't feel like that is a priority. It was more like a fighting for my family type of vibes. So according to her post as well, the one that I started with, this is not an open letter to the president, but a letter that she emailed the Chief Justice as well as the president. So Chief Justice in this instance is Raymond Zondo. Yes, that's who the letter. She emailed it this morning. This morning when she woke up. She was inspired
when
to
she was writing a song.
Yeah.
When the song has what, and then like let me write a letter actually before I release this song or before I finish, because this song might actually be talking about the situation. You know, I don't know. Because she says she was motivated by as she was busy writing the song, and then But
in my mind, I was thinking to myself, what about the Judicial Services Commission? I mean, the Minister of Police. I mean, she wanted to show Tina Umphakathi her evidence that she indeed sent the letter, and we must know that she sent that letter. Yeah, that's practically the message of it, though. So you can continue with what you wanted to say.
All right. So from my side, it's a very nice thing that we are seeing this now. Right after we got a judge that does not take no that doesn't take nonsense. Right after we've seen a judge that has barely seen a case being reviewed successfully or even being reviewed. So this is a judge, that means is a judge who does his work properly. And this, by the way, it's not the first time it is requested in this manner that there will be a judge that comes from retirement that is dedicated to this case. Defo requested this also.
How did he?
Yes, in a letter he was writing, one of those letters, Defo requested this to say that can we have. It's not something new.
It's not something new.
Yes. So and yes, it's not something new. It's not something new. And then the other thing, as much as I always say, if you think that you are speaking to a crazy person, there's always something to learn from that person. I guess people would miss it because mostly they were focusing on the witch thing and whatnot, and there was a lot of things. But there are paragraphs that were addressing such things for speeding the case itself. And it was sent to right people, I would like to believe. Now, the letter is referred to a wrong person. The president is a wrong person. In fact, if you swipe it around, you see Chief Justice. I mean, you send it to Chief Justice, you see President. That might look better. But most preferably, you see the NPP. if you want to take the route of the presidential side or the I would say more political side route, the NPP is the one who should be dealing with this, not the president. The president doesn't have power to deal with this thing. Yes, the fact that the president was instructed to or even advised to say, please suspend so it tells you there are bodies that deal with such things. And then the president is advised, and then it depends then on whether the president take that or not. But it, in a sense, is compelled because it's part of the states. This is body parts of the states. So when they are saying this is the case in terms of law, the president would not be much invested in that part because, or even if he is invested that much, but he would not know much better than the people who are working this part or this department of law. So this is where the letter was supposed to go to. Now, why is the letter? Why do I think the letter was sent as a warning to a new judge?
Why?
Okay.
Do you think that is what Omokele here is trying to do? Like, I thought about it, like, but why now do you release letters and are now concerned about the pace of the case? Because now we have a new judge and we have to give him a chance, don't we?
This is a judge who's, if you look at the history of what he has dealt with, there is no much to fault. Do you understand? As I said, most of the cases that he dealt with, they either were not reviewed, or if they were reviewed, they were never successful. That means the job was done properly. So this is someone who's not going to be taking chances and so all this now that is happening, it's like, for me, it sends a message that please know that we know people also in bigger places. That to me, it seems like that. I mean, what is the point of you sending this letter to president? Why now? When we had all these times, you were quiet, you were fine, it was going well.
But
it's
then
like
many delays.
Yeah, and then you send it and then you put it on public. It's like, because I mean, how would you convey the message to someone that you cannot write a letter to? You cannot write a letter to a judge. But if you put it on public platform, then probably the judge would be able to see that. Because if you send it to president, your CCJ Chief Justice, the judge might not be seeing that.
Sneaky.
But look, I know, it's like me saying, look, I know the CEO of this company.
Okay.
You know, or not to say I know it, but I can reach the CEO of this company with easy. Yes. So conform. You know, we get that a lot where we work in these companies that we work on, many companies that I've worked on, where someone says, I will see the CEO. That is someone who says, please get this done. Prioritize me. Do you understand? Drop everything for me.
It now.
Yes. And however you want to take a decision, it should be that decision is very, very comforting to me. Do you understand? That's basically my own view. Obviously, I'm not saying that's what is happening, but I mean, what is the point of seeing the head of the country,
the entire country,
the head of the you're not seeing deputy president, you're seeing the president. Why do you think that the president should drop everything and focus on that? And why do you think that the president has a power in justice to interfere? I mean,
because that's exactly what I was thinking. I was like, the danger in this letter, though, is that it can be seen as her implying that Mr. President is the ruler of courts and court processes, that he can just tell the court what to do.
So the right person to send this letter to is Chief Justice or NPP and focus there. But
NDPP,
to send NDPP, sorry, to send this to president, I mean, there's no need, not even a minister, for that matter, of justice.
And the boldness in this letter is that something for us as laymen have questions about. Zandi trying to tell us something. Is that the case? Is the president able to tell the court what to do?
Which is not supposed to happen.
Like why?
It does not look good
straight?
if you take a letter direct to the president. There are platforms. There are there is a state. A state is made of many parts, and you need to follow that procedure before you even escalate to the president. You cannot leapfrog the Minister of Justice. You cannot leapfrog the DPP and Chief Justice.
And another point to note with regards to the JSC is the fact that they are the ones who made recommendations to the suspension issue. They made the recommendations to the president. It's not something that the president just woke up and did.
Indeed, yes, according to how he wishes. No, it is not his president's doing, but the president also is accountable to do certain things that are favorable for our state.
Yes, and the president had nothing to do with the steps that led up.
You
to that
don't
happening.
get a letter from the CEO
No.
without your manager saying there's something that you need to look at here. This person might be costing a company, or this person might be doing 1, 2, 3. That's when you get, if there's a need for the president to issue that or suspend you, then the president suspends you.
There were complaints were heard.
That
It
were
was a
touching,
whole process.
yes,
They were touching the slowness and the pace of the people that
which
were
is of
being
public
affected,
interest.
waiting for their verdicts on their cases. And then it moved, process step by step until it reached Justice Mlambo, right? And then from there, it was taken to the president. It didn't just happen overnight. And the fact that you didn't even consider starting at the bottom to file a complaint,
And then you go up.
and then you already
just
wake
see-
up one morning.
You go up. That's an attitude of someone who say, I don't deal with small fishes in the world. I deal with the bigger fishes.
You don't just wake up.
You are not painting,
email the
or you are not
president.
putting the president in a good spot by doing that.
No.
You are literally saying that the president is able to overrule what happens on the departments where he should not interfere.
It's not a good look, Lorraine. And you know very well that the president has a lot more important pressing matters to attend to.
Yes.
You know?
Yes.
So now people are asking even for the president's email. How come you have the president's email address so that they can also email concerning other issues?
Can you imagine the inbox of the president if we all were to, I have a leak of water, president, please, I'm dealing with a leak of water here, please,
Load shedding,
please.
water shedding,
Hey.
youth unemployment. There are so many other pressing matters with regards to the people of this nation. There are more court cases that are dragging as
So
we
to
currently
me-
speak.
To me, this looked more like a message to say that, and I could be wrong, but this is my assumption, and based on what I've seen, and you could dispute that, but to me that says to this one, I probably would like to get it over and done with. I want to finish with this one, because when Maumela was there, we never saw such letter. When we were going through Tumelo and everyone else, we never saw such letters
No.
that were showing the sympathy to the family. We just seeing them now after the change of the judge. When this case was postponed for a longer time, we never saw. Only now when they say there might be people that needs to be called back.
Now we are seeing
We are
letters
seeing a
now.
letter that says, oh, by the way, this is straining.
And you, the whole country, have to see that I wrote the email to the president. Why? That's none of our business.
And your talk, in a sense, is saying that we have given all the evidence. Therefore, the conclusion should be taken, and the conclusion should be what we currently are looking at, in a sense. That to me sounds like that. What if the conclusion says, no, it's not, and Zandi, we need you. We need you to come and answer certain things now.
Yes,
What if
that's
the
gonna
conclusion is
happen.
not exonerate those people who are kept in a holding cells right now, let us bring Zandi now.
What then?
What then? What if this case, who said this case is going to finish with these people? What if it doesn't finish with these people? There is going to be that session of the other case that needs to be resurrected. What if that case, this one just by fast forwarding in 3, 4, 5 weeks, the judge comes and say, oh, listen, I don't think these people are guilty. I don't think these people were involved. I don't think these people should be looked at. I think these people are wrong people to look at. And then I'm closing this case. Obviously, the state would now need to look at what they call a junior recommendation case.
Then what? And I wish there could be this wanting to interfere, stop telling Judge
Isn't it we are not even supposed
before he even starts working.
Isn't it we are not even supposed to discuss about the case?
No, you're not.
We are still under oath.
You are still under oath. Being the fact that the judge Judge Maumela is no longer on the case does not mean that
you are no longer on oath. You are still oath.
You are still under oath, Lorraine. Behave. I know you like the attention, but
yeah. Whoa. And this coincidence of songs and making noise about Senzo Meyiwa, also it must stop that thing. All the time someone wants to do something, seemingly the song, I'm writing the song, I thought of Senzo Meyiwa.
There has to be song in there. So now it's almost like, okay, my social media pages don't have activity. Now I want you all to talk about me again. Because the only time you want to talk about me is if I talk about the case. Voila. Throw in the Senzo Meyiwa name in there.
Yes.
And then everyone will flock. Because already this letter is getting so much attention. I mean, our messages are blowing up. People actually wanted us to come here and talk about it. Yeah, but we
are going to say it as it is. To me, according to what I'm seeing, and this is my assumption, based on what I've gathered and looked at, and looking at this letter, it's basically saying nothing to even wrong person, by the way. So what is this doing? Is this sending a message to say, hey, be in line? I know right people. I can go to right people with no problem, with no ease. And it will be better if I would like to see what the president is going to say. He shouldn't say anything, actually.
No, he should blue tick this one.
Yeah, he should blue tick this one. Or even say, please refer to Chief Justice, or please refer to NDPP.
Yes, she must follow the right process. If you don't know what to do, you've got the money, get a lawyer.
Yeah. So, you wanted our opinion. That's our opinion. And everything we say is alleged.
Yes.
There's nothing that is as it sounds. But we are just saying what we are thinking, because what we are thinking is, I mean, why would you go to a CEO of the company? I mean, the CEO being the president. Why would you want to go to?
There's a hierarchy.
Yes.
You don't just do as you please.
There's a line manager. There's from there. There's everything. There's general manager. Then.
As an entry-level employee, you can't talk to the CEO, unfortunately.
You can, but that. I mean, it's not advisable for you to leapfrog everyone.
Yes, you're leapfrogging. And how is that going to be received? So let us deliberate on the comment section there, guys. What you guys think? Is this another publicity stunt or what?
Oh, this is just to say warning.
Or warning to Judge.
Before you start, please know that you are dealing with people who are important.
We'll see what this means. So guys, tell us what you think, and don't forget to like the video and share it with those who are interested particularly in this type of content. Until the next one, and subscribe.
And join the membership if you can.
Yeah.
Thank you very much, guys. This was a quick one.
Yeah.